Hi, and welcome to Bucco Banter on Herald-Standard.com. I'm your host, Rob Burchianti, and with me today, well, like the Pirates' playoff chances, Jonathan Guth has disappeared. He's a little under the weather today, and the Pirates are very under the weather right now. Haven't talked to you for a while, but they're struggling mightily. They were at one point 16 games over 500, and they've dropped to about 3 over 500 recently, and just horrible. And somehow they're still in a playoff race. The wild card race are only 2.5 games out as of this as of right now. But I really don't see this team as a playoff team right now. They're struggling, and I'm not sure they're going to get 500. In fact, if you had to pin me down right now, I'd say this team's not finishing 500. There's major problems right now. Everything's going bad. The pitching's going bad. The pitching's going south. Hertle's kind of lost his touch. Clint Hertle, the manager. And they are 14-27 since July 28th, and that's right around when they made those trades, and they got rid of Brad Lincoln, and they brought in Travis Snyder, and they brought in Gabby Sanchez, and those two have not invigorated. They haven't been horrible, but they haven't really invigorated the team at all. And I think the team really misses Brad Lincoln. And I'd like to say, well, the problem is this. The problem is everywhere. Andrew McCutchen, who's been their best player all year, he's really fallen off too. He was hitting the 369 at one point, and since then in July he's hitting 272 he's like 45 for 165, or 45 for 165, and he's got 9 doubles, no triples, 4 homers, and 19 RBIs in that span, and that's not very good. That's a very big tell-off, and he's got to get hot again for them to have a chance. Another thing is Pedro Alvarez. He continues to be red hot for a short span and then completely goes in the tank. And I talk about Clint Hertle a little bit. I think he's losing his touch too, but it might not be his fault. I know consecutive games against the Brewers, they had a close game, and he brought in Jason Grilli. Grilli's been good most of the year, but he's been struggling lately. First game he brings him in, he gives up a game-tying hit, and they lose that game. The next day, they're in the same situation. It's a tie game, and he brings in Grilli again, and you can tell Grilli is just not sharp right now. Pitchers have up and downs. He was not sharp. I would never brought him in there. I don't know who else they have. They have a lot of guys they've brought up from the minors. He goes to them again. He gives up a 2-run homer, and all the buttons Clint Hertle was pressing early in the year, nothing's working right now. I just don't understand a lot. They lost a horrible 14-inning game to the Reds, and I don't know if you've watched that game. They had the bases loaded with nobody out in the top of the 14th inning. Now, earlier in the game, I don't know why, a couple innings earlier, Garrett Jones got on base with McCutchen on second, and here they had a chance to maybe get a run, and he sent out Chase Darno to run for Garrett Jones. And I thought at the time, well, if this game goes longer, you need Jones's back because you don't have anybody who's really hitting right now. Lo and behold, they get to the 14th inning, they have the bases loaded, nobody out, and who's up? Chase Darno. Not Garrett Jones, Chase Darno, who pitch ran at first base. I still don't understand why you need a pitch runner at first base. McCutchen's the guy you need to score on second. What do you need the guy on first for? So, of course, he's a slap hitter. You're thinking, well, maybe he can put the ball in play. The pitcher had already thrown a wild pitch, so you're thinking maybe he'll take a couple pitches, maybe he'll throw another wild pitch, maybe he'll panic. Chase Darno swings at the first pitch. Horrible mistake. Hits a shallow fly ball to left. The runner can't tag. Pedro Alvarez comes up, and of course he's in his slump right now. He can't hit anything. He swings at the first pitch, a curve in the dirt again, not waiting at all. Hits a ground ball to first. They throw home, get the force out. Next guy makes an out, and then that's it. They can't score with the bases loaded and nobody out. And at that point, it's just the way things are going right now. I think if you're worrying about playoffs right now, forget it. Just worry and try to hope they can possibly scrounge up enough wins to get to 500. If they can finish 81-81, you'll be happy. Yeah, they're only a couple games out of a wild card berth. They're not making it. This team is not a playoff team. Just pray that they can get enough wins to get to 500. That's all you want right now. And we'll see what happens next week, and we'll check and see where they're at. Hopefully they're still above water. Talk to you then on Bucco Banter.